Y'all, right now, as I'm speaking, a possibly innocent man is about to be executed as it is now 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and his execution was supposed to start at around 6 p.m. Central Time. Y'all have to listen to this. This is not justice in the victim's death by any means. So, Missouri tonight is set to execute a death row inmate, even though prosecutors who originally convicted him and said he was guilty have now expressed doubt about him actually being guilty. 55-year-old Marcellus Williams is scheduled to be put to death by lethal injection tonight on September 24th, Tuesday, despite the fact that the St. Louis prosecutor's office even went so far as to file a motion to vacate his conviction. This is unreal. Marcellus is accused of killing a newspaper reporter by the name of Felicia Gale, and she was found in her home and she was stabbed, and this was in 1998. Prosecutors have said that there was actually a lack of DNA evidence to link him to her homicide, and they have also argued that he did not at all receive a fair trial. Now, the family of Felicia even agreed to a deal that would put him in prison for life instead of being executed. What is really going on? Who is hiding something? What is the cover-up? Who is protecting who? Something does not sit right with me. Missouri Supreme Court and the Missouri State Governor refused to grant a stay of execution, even though there have been several efforts to appeal this from happening. His attorney stated that they've got new evidence that shows he was not connected to this crime. Missouri Governor Mike Parson had been reportedly asked to change his execution, Marcellus's, to life in prison, while the state Supreme Court was asked to grant a stay. However, Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey has constantly been pushing for the execution to happen despite the supposed new evidence that shows he's not guilty, and then the appeals from attorneys and prosecutors. One of Marcellus's attorneys stated that the public doesn't want the execution to happen, the victim's family doesn't want it to, nor does the St. Louis County Prosecuting Attorney's Office. However, it's the Attorney General's office, who had nothing to do with this, that is trying to push him to be executed. His attorney said that this is pretty scary it's happening. One prosecuting attorney stated on Monday night that the St. Louis County Prosecutor's Office will continue to do everything in their power to save his life in the hours leading up to his execution. The attorney stated that when there is a shadow of doubt of any defendant's guilt, the irreversible punishment of execution should not be an option, and I agree 100%. Reportedly, Marcellus never gave up hope about this until this very moment as I'm speaking. He is being executed. As far as I'm aware, it was going to take place. This is not right nor fair, nor is it justice. Attorneys have argued that Marcellus's right to due process was trampled upon when the governor abruptly terminated an investigation into the case. Why did the governor do this? Something doesn't add up. Now, the previous governor had actually paused Marcellus's execution indefinitely, and he formed a board that had former judges to review his case and determine whether or not he should be granted clemency. They investigated this for like 6 years, but I don't know if they ever came to a verdict or not. Attorneys have recently stated that the governor's actions have violated Marcellus's constitutional rights and created an urgent need for the court's attention, but unfortunately, those needs were ignored. Even the county prosecuting attorney's office said this year that there were constitutional errors in his original trial, including the removal of one prospective black juror due to race. It was said that juror was removed due to being a young black male with glasses, and because he and Marcellus looked like they could be brothers. I'm not even kidding, guys. This is unreal. So the Missouri Supreme Court disagreed with all this and said prisoners have no due process rights in clemency proceedings. And so they set up tonight's execution. This is literally also unbelievable to me. And if I was that victim's family, I would be irate because this is not justice. It's clear they're covering something up, and there is possibly a guilty man on the streets just walking around. When you've got original people who prosecuted the trial saying that the original trial was not fair and that there's evidence he was wrongly prosecuted, that's huge, and it needs to be reinvestigated and tried so that justice can be served to the right person. This is the second case I've covered in like 3 days where inmates are being executed for a crime they possibly did not commit. Again, this isn't justice. Let me know what you think in the comments. And for more true crime, don't forget to hit the follow button and to visit my website at www.truecrimewithmegan.com.